It's been interesting, obviously a different world we live in currently in terms of what we're used to, and being in isolation, that was a little bit different, but I think after a long plane ride it's not too bad. Being stuck in the room for a little while, get some rest and recover, but as you can see outside, the weather's not really playing ball with us, but we've had a couple of good days at the indoor centre and just get some work and get back into some cricket.
Yeah, can you tell us about your experiences? I think you came to England a couple of years ago and played a couple of games for Yorkshire.
Yeah, it was actually a really good experience to come over and play some county cricket, and things probably didn't go as well as I'd liked. Well, played one game and it rained out the other one, and then that one game it was a bizarre game, something unreal. I got a bit of tap from Darren Stevens, who was, I think, unleashing a bit of venom towards the back end of the season, trying to regain a contract. So, it was a great experience, and I think I learnt a lot from it and took a lot back. And yeah, it's nice to kind of be back here. I've always enjoyed my time in England. I've played a couple of seasons of club cricket down here at Cranley Cricket Club in Surrey as well. So, I've spent a bit of time here, and I do enjoy playing a bit of cricket in England.
We talked to a lot of the bowlers about the Duke ball, but what does the Duke ball mean for a spinner?
Yeah, obviously it's a little bit different to the kookaburra we're used to at home, but I think once you get used to a Duke ball, it's actually quite nice to bowl with as a spinner. You get a lot more of the seam than you would be able to on a kookaburra, so it takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you've kind of figured it out, it's actually quite a lot of fun to bowl with.
Your assessment, is it different lines and lengths over here, or?
I think it changes slightly, but I think it'll still just be dictated based on the surface and what we're up against, kind of thing. So I guess it's one of those things that different grounds, different situations, different lengths, but you just got to be adaptable, and I suppose that's what international cricket's all about, being able to adapt on your feet and being able to change those things on a day-to-day basis.
What's it been like for you being back in the Black Caps Test squad? Obviously you missed the start of the season with a calf, and pace bowlers sort of took over from there for the rest of the summer. What's it like to be back?
Yeah, I mean, it's always awesome to come back into this environment, and be playing international cricket, or be in a position to play international cricket, and it's an environment that's thoroughly enjoyable as well, and I think being on tour with the lads, it's actually a lot of fun. You've got some really, really elite cricketers, and it's a good environment also just to talk cricket and I guess learn from other people around how they go about their business and what they've experienced here in the past and stuff like that. So it's always nice to be back and back in the fold of international cricket, and it's something that I'm looking forward to. It's a big tour ahead, and it's quite exciting.
Speaking of quite exciting, what's it been like becoming a new dad, a first time dad?
Yeah, it's been amazing. Obviously had a little baby girl. It was pretty tough to let her go and come on this tour for the first time. So it's the first kind of big tour away from her. So it was, it's been an unreal experience. It's awesome, every time you check in with her again, and you see her grow every day, kind of thing. And I suppose she's so young that every day she's changing. She's starting to pick up a bit more of her personality and stuff like that. So it's really, really cool. And I mean, I've found it really rewarding so far. But I've been fortunate, I haven't had to do too much of the legwork being away. So my wife and my family are doing a great job back home.
2 tests against England, but then a World Test Championship final, which is literally just going to be out this window. What's that like to look at the venue most days?
Well, we're quite fortunate. We've got balcony, so we're overlooking this ground all the time. And I remember kind of coming here and getting off the bus. Initially, I looked at the ground and I go, this looks a little bit small, and then I kind of got up onto the balcony and I was like, actually it's a pretty good ground and decent size, and knowing that the final's going to be out there in a month or so, it's quite exciting, and it's, even though it feels so far away, I know it's going to come around real quick. So I guess you look forward to hopefully donning the whites out there and representing the country, and it'll be a special, I guess, 5 days, I'm sure, for everyone involved.
As a spinner, do you feel like potentially this ground you could have a chance at, it's been known to have take turn in the past?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if you look at not only that, but you look at the size of the ground, I think sometimes the size of the ground can also play a big factor for spinners, but also knowing that the history and what people have said about this ground in terms of the surface and the fact that spin plays a big part. I mean, you hope that you get an opportunity to go out there and perform for the team. I think as a spinner you thrive on situations where you have an opportunity to contribute to the team and contribute to the environment, especially as a New Zealand spinner, knowing how few an opportunity we get. So every time you do get an opportunity, you kind of frothing for it and looking to really take it up for what it is. So I mean, if we get the opportunity out there and it starts going a little bit, no doubt we'll be licking our lips trying to do everything we can to take a few wickets.
And what would that prospect be like of taking on India for you personally in a World Test Championship final? I mean, for the boy from Mumbai, that would be...
Yeah. I mean, I just got goosebumps thinking about it, to be honest with you. From where I started my journey in terms of, immigrating to New Zealand to then be in a position where you're in England, the home of cricket, playing against India, one of the best nations when it comes to cricket, but also, I guess, your birth country. But representing New Zealand, which I now call home, it's kind of like going full circle. But that's my cricketing journey, and I guess it would be quite rewarding to play against India out there, and I hope I could sit back and kind of look back at something like that in the future and go, "Well, that was an amazing time in my career," and something that I'm sure any cricketer would cherish for as long as they live, and be a hell of a story to tell later on.